Hey everybody, and welcome to Pugbutt Miniatures. This is my first video in a series that is absolutely guaranteed to help you win a Golden Demon this year. Now you may be wondering, why the silhouette? Well, I'm about to share with you some of the best kept secrets in miniature painting. I would certainly be ostracized from the wargaming community if they knew I was sharing these treasure techniques with you. In fact, my very life may be in danger. But it's worth it to help you, each and every one of you, bring home the Slayer Sword. So grab your paintbrushes and get ready to paint a masterpiece. Select a model with plenty of beautiful mold lines and flash. These bonus details really pop when we get to the dry brushing stage. Always clean your model prior to painting. I use a Q-tip soaked in acetone. When the plastic is soft enough that it can be easily scratched, it's sparkling clean. For deep cleaning, don't be afraid to drop a model headfirst into the acetone for a good soak. My mom used all the Scotch tape when she was wrapping Christmas presents, so I'll assemble this model with PVA glue. Coat it thoroughly. More glue means a stronger bond. If any glue squeezes out the side, that'll just add more detail for our dry brushing later. This is a nice sculpt, but Games Workshop made a fatal flaw. The eyes are just way too small. There is literally no way you can paint details that size. No normal brush can get into areas that tiny, and even detail brushes are going to have trouble. The best solution is just to green stuff over these areas so you don't have to paint them later. We want to show off our sculpting chops, so let's add in some eyeballs, and we'll be sure to make them big enough to paint. Just ball up some green stuff and stick it on the model. No real art to this. You can add a few drops of CA glue and the green stuff will harden immediately. Winning a Golden Demon isn't just about expert painting and sculpting. Judges also want to see your conversion skills. So we're going to remove this Marine's left leg and swap it with the right leg. We'll also remove his right leg and put it where the left one is. Just get in there with the sprue cutters and slice off the legs. Don't worry about precision. You can always add thick layers of paint later to cover mistakes. Now here's a problem. The angles aren't matching up, so we're going to need to remove a little bit more of the legs before gluing them. On the other leg, I'm going to use my hobby knife to get a really precise cut. If I could, I'd use a jeweler's saw here, but my parole officer said I'm not allowed to have one of those anymore, so whatever. And here's your model, assembled and converted. This is a Dark Angels model, so we're obviously going to paint it green. Now I'm red-green colorblind, so I trusted my assistant, Manfred, to pick out a selection of his favorite green tones. I hope they look good. An airbrush is an invaluable tool for painting highlights and shadows, and we'll definitely get to that later. Call me old-fashioned, but I still prefer to apply my base coats by hand. This is a great way to get to know the contours of the model. Get in there and really feel the lines and details and curves. For a base coat, there's no harm using paint straight out of the bottle. When highlighting, be sure to use lots and lots of paint. Using thin layers of paint looks like you're just trying to be cheap. Use thick, heavy coats of paint, and the Golden Demon judges will be awed by your wealth and prosperity. Don't wait for the paint to dry completely before putting on the second highlight. If you're really skilled, you can use the air from your airbrush to blow chunks of semi-dried paint all over the place. The judges will think you spent all day sculpting those details out of green stuff. But it'll be our little secret, guys. Now we'll apply a varnish. Now it's going on white, but I think it's going to dry clear later. Oh, son of a I think I accidentally used white primer instead of varnish. Ugh, all that wasted time. I was way too frustrated to repeat all those steps, so I had my worthless assistant, Manfred, reapply all the base coats. I apologize for his poor technique. Now is a good time to apply an oil wash. Since we thin water-based paints with water, we obviously thin oil-based paints with oil. Canola oil, vegetable oil, motor oil, it's all the same stuff. Now I prefer olive oil because it gives a robust, rich thinning. Slather this all over and you're almost done. Just look at that beautiful sheen the oil leaves behind. It really adds character. Okay, so I just found out that my stupid assistant Manfred actually gave me red paint instead of green. But no worries, all I want to do is change out the red paint for green, so I'm going to use this fantastic product called Simple Green. Just drop your model in there for about 24 hours and it'll shift all the colors toward green. Simple as that. Again, I can't tell the difference between red and green, but Manfred insists that it worked. And as an added bonus, look at how weathered and war-torn this model looks. The judges will think you spent months on battle damage. Ding dong! Oh, I'll get it. It's just the mailman delivering your golden demon. Finally, we'll need to base the model. Now you could spend years and years sculpting realistic rocks out of green stuff, but I went on eBay and just bought the most expensive rock I could find. This is sure to impress the judges. And that should just about do it, guys. I'll be back soon with more tutorials. If I went too fast or if the techniques were too advanced, please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. All I want is for each and every one of you guys to win a golden demon this year. So take care and keep that paint flowing.